Kellick's breath, tiger's tits, you'll float too. Oh my god, what just happened to me this week? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Andrew. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. Today I'm just gonna be going over my weekly reading update. If you have stuck with me so far on this December, you will know that I am taking place in the Reindeer Games Readathon over at the Shelf Space Discord. I am on Team Kevin McCallister, and on my last week's update, I did not yet have the score. The same is true for this week's video. Last week we ranked in second, but I decided that I liked recording these videos before I knew the weekly score. I have no idea how we fared this week, but I know that I definitely had a crazy reading week, and so did the rest of my Team Kevin McCallister members. So I'm just gonna go over what I did today, but before I get into that, I would just like to give a couple of special super big thanks and shout outs to Charmaine and Kate from Love Story. Charmaine purchased these mega blocks for my niece off my Amazon wishlist, and Kate purchased me the Best Served Cold book by Joe Abercrombie off of that same wishlist. I'm super stoked about reading this book. Half of my Team Kevin McCallister members have read this book this month, so I feel a little bit of FOMO and I might have to try and squeeze this in, but we will see. But I just wanted to thank you two for doing that. I'm really awkward at receiving things, but I'm really appreciative, so I just wanted to say thanks. And then before we get started, I post bookish and writerly and entertainment-esque things every Tuesday and Thursday and sometimes Sunday. So consider joining the party and pressing that little subscribe button, because I don't know, I have fun over here, so I want you to have fun with me. But now that all of that is out of the way, without further ado, let's get right on in. So I had a pretty good reading week as far as page count goes, but I did not necessarily have the best reading week as far as finishing books go. I finished 2, I'm still in the middle of 3, and I don't know, I'm getting overwhelmed, but I'm excited. The first book that I finished this week was The Poppy War. Obsessed. I loved this book so much. From the first sentence to the last sentence, I was here with Rin. I was here for this whole entire thing. I don't want to talk too much about it because I'm happy that I went into this without really knowing much about it, but this was a 5 out of 5 for me. For sure, hands down, no questions asked. So far, this is my favorite book that I've read from this readathon, outside of, I mean, The Never-Ending Story, which I knew I already loved, but as far as a new book goes, this is definitely like top favorite so far. This was amazing. I loved this book. I cannot wait to get into The Burning God and The Dragon Republic, or The Dragon Republic I think is next. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I get there, but super, super amazing book. 5 out of 5. I loved it. I will more than likely be rereading this book at some point in my life. The next book I finished was actually, okay, last week I talked about how I was going to be doing a 1,000-page in a day reading challenge. Abby Salter challenged me to do that, and I was going to attempt to do it with Clash of Kings, but after I had listened to the Everything's Eventual audiobook on Scribd when I was reading along with that little short story book, it came up afterward, and I was like, hey, I've read that book before. I just kind of want to listen to it and see what it's like if I tried out an audiobook on 3-speed, because I'd been doing 2-speed, and I felt like 2-speed was just like a little bit slow for what my reading speed is. So I opened up it, and they also had the ebook on Scribd, and it was 1,600 pages, and I was like, well, I think I'm gonna do the 1,000-page challenge with it. So I did, and I filmed the whole thing. It's gonna come out on Thursday. All of the Kevin McCallister members did like a McCallister family vlogmas weekend, and that was just gonna be my contribution. But that was the craziest experience of my life. I went from page 557 until the end on 1578. I don't even know, like, I think my brain is still trying to catch up with me and what happened. I did most of it on 2-speed, but I did put 3-speed in a couple of times, because if you've ever read Stephen King, I think we all know that he has a tendency to ramble. But the narrator for it, I would just like to say first and foremost, was phenomenal. I will be having him screaming in my head for the rest of my life. I had read that book already before, which is another reason that I had kind of went with this like I did, because I already knew it was going to be a solid read. read throughout the whole entire thing, and I already knew that I was just gonna enjoy the experience and that certain parts of it could be like sped through a little bit, and especially at the end if there's a part that if you've read it, I think you know what I'm talking about. But I'm still processing from that situation, to be honest. Bits and pieces of the story are still kind of coming to me. I feel like I'm still like digesting everything that happened from it, but for the most part it was actually a really incredible experience. I don't think I'll ever be doing something like that again. I mean, I'm afraid that every so often now Pennywise is gonna come and visit me, you little kids, and I'm just gonna come and talk to you all like this. So that's a little bit of a side effect, but I think I'm gonna, you know, deal with that as it comes. Alright, well that takes care of the 2 books that I did finish. As far as what I did not and what I'm still working on, I have got Jade City. So far I'm enjoying this book. I'm on page 100 on the dot, chapter 11. So it's a good read so far. I just haven't really had too much of a chance to get into it because I was reading the Poppy War and then I ended up doing that little 1,000-page challenge. So I was trying to get through the first 600 pages of it before I did the last 1,000 pages. So I just kind of got this going on in the middle. Besides that, I was also reading Monster by Duncan Swan. That's on my Kindle, so I don't have the hard copy of that, but I'm only a couple of chapters into that one as well. I haven't had too much of a chance to get into that. And of course, I am still reading Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson because this is a chunky read and I do not have the audiobook to listen to with it, but I don't know, I'm kind of digging that because this is one that I'm enjoying savoring. That was kind of my plan with this book all along, is that I didn't really want to just sit down and read it all in one sitting. If I did a reread of it, I might, you know what I mean? But on big books like this, that was the only reason I had even attempted that 1,000-page challenge with it. That was the only reason I was even willing to attempt it with Clash of Kings, because I had already been through those books before, so I knew that I didn't have to be there for like every single sentence, you know what I'm saying? But for this is one that I'm enjoying digesting throughout the entire month. I just finished part 2, so I'm right on track as far as my daily page count goes. I had to catch up a little bit after taking off a day to do my 1,000-page challenge, but now it is picking up for me. Last week this was only sitting at a 3.5 out of 4, and it's sitting at a solid 4, moving up, you know, a little bit. So we will definitely see how the rest of this fares, because I don't know, it's picking up, but it took me a little while to get into this one. So as I wrote on the Nerdy Narrative Discord earlier today, after a breath to the rhythm of relief, I am finally enjoying the Rhythm of War. So this next week we will see what happens. I did not have a chance to start Immortality Awaits. This is my book for those of you who might be new to this channel. I'm rereading this. I am doing a vlog on this. I have not read it since I published it 7 years ago. Kate from Love Story did both a spoiler-free review and a vlog on this book. I haven't had a chance to watch the vlog yet because I wanted to reread it myself first before I got all of my own spoilers, but her spoiler-free review definitely made me feel a little bit better about this going back into it. I know that people tell me all the time that it's not as bad as I think it is and as bad as I say it is, but now that Kate's read it, she at least can agree with me that there are issues and so now I at least have the open space to start discussing my issues with this. So I'm just waiting until I have time to put focus on this. Like, I'm putting it off in the sense that I don't want to just rush through this. This is like one I want to do like an 8 to 5 like full day, you know what I mean? Like, and vlog this and really experience this again. So I'm putting it off a little bit, but I'm just waiting until I have the opportune moment so I can really give it the focus that I think that it needs or deserves, just because, I don't know, this is gonna be a really big experience for me, to be honest. Besides that, I also have to finish up Jade City, I have to finish up Monster, and I have to get started on The Eye of the World. Now that I listened to it on Scribd, apparently I can't listen to Theft of Swords, which was what I was originally planning on fitting into the buddy read prompt. So this is gonna have to fit into the buddy read prompt now. I was planning on just kind of starting this and reading slowly through the month, but now I have to get it done. So I've got to get started on this week so that I can balance this with Rhythm of War and then all of the other books that I'm reading. So I don't know, we will see how this goes. I'm coming up on 4,000 pages already. It is December 14th, so we are almost at the halfway mark. This is the best reading month I've ever had in my life apart from all of this. So I don't know what's gonna happen as far as the competition goes, but I'm having a lot of fun with this. I know everyone else is having a lot of fun with this. It's just a fun way to get people reading and excited about reading, so I don't know, I'm really grateful for all of that, and I'm grateful for people who have been supportive, and I love all of these new people that I'm finding to support myself. So this is a great community event that's going on that I'm super happy to be a part of. So thanks again for letting me be a part of it with you. And that is going to wrap up my little weekly wrap up. This is like a really crazy week, but I don't think I'm gonna be doing any 1,000-page challenges anytime soon. Now I have been there, I have done that, and I have done that. So that vlog will be coming out on Thursday for anybody who is interested to see what I was like by the end of that day. I have, as of this recording, I haven't even put it on my computer yet because I needed some time to like digest, but yeah, so that'll be coming out on Thursday. I don't really know how my week is gonna go this week because I have a couple of videos that I really need to get edited. I've been slacking a little bit there because I've been reading too much. So we are only halfway through the month. Now that I am about done with this, I'm gonna go see where we sit on the rankings, and I will see you all next week. Happy holidays, thanks for joining me, and happy reading, everybody.